welcome to Crave Kitchen Shorts. I'm Dan Wu, and today we're here with Seth Brewer in his beautiful store. And tell us a little bit more about it.
Sure. So my wife Renee and I own Wine and Market down on the corner of Jefferson and 2nd Street here in Lexington. And there's a bottle shop and deli. And we'll talk a little bit more about the meats and cheeses that we sell here. And Enoteca, that is it's a wine bar with tapas plates, so Spanish-style small plates, also featuring cheeses and meats.
Yeah.
So we care a lot about meat and cheese here.
That's great, and we have this amazing spread in front of us. Now, the phrase that comes to mind is charcuterie, and I always think of charcuterie as meaning meats and cheeses. But what is actually charcuterie?
Charcuterie is French, and then the Italian equivalent would be salumi. It means dry cured meats. Salumi is dry cured sausage, so ground meat, while there's also dry cured whole muscle.
So, tell me about what we have here in this amazing spread.
Okay, so this is a Spain plate here. We've got a Spanish chorizo, we have serrano, and then this is a salami made from Iberico ham.
And right here in the middle?
Over here, this is Italian, this is sopressata.
Okay.
And then over here we have a plate of Kentucky dry cured meats. This is a house cured chorizo. This is a country ham from Princeton, Kentucky, from Colonel Newsom's. This is a Lexington cured and cold smoked pork loin with Berea pork, and then also Berea pork, also cured here in Lexington. This is a Genoa with fennel and fennel pollen.
So when you walk into a place like Wine and Market and you look in the little deli window there, what you're going to see is big old beautiful hunks of meat like this, right?
Not this, not what is going to be on the plate when
Right.
the cocktail party starts.
Exactly. So how do you know how thick, how big these cuts should be?
Well, generally this food here is going to be served as finger food. So it needs to be small. This is something that can go on a cracker. This is something that you can pull apart and put in a salad or on a baguette slice. And so something that's this large in diameter, we wouldn't want to cut that thick because you would have a massive wafer of meat there.
Yeah, whereas something a little smaller like this, you've got a much thicker cut.
Right? Yep. So it comes down to making a bite-sized portion.
So now we're here with Renee Brewer, who is the co-owner of Wine and Market in Enoteca, and you're going to tell us a little bit about cheeses, right?
Yes.
We've got our charcuterie all set up. We know we want the variety of different kinds of meats for different flavors and textures and stuff. And I'm thinking the same thing applies to cheese, right, when you're selecting?
Yes, absolutely. When we help customers choose cheeses for cheese and charcuterie platters or simply cheese platters, I'd like to suggest a variety of different cheeses, and that variety in terms of which animal they come from and the texture of the cheese. So for the animals, the three main animals are goat, cow, and sheep. And then you have cheeses that are very soft, creamy cheeses. And then you have harder cheeses. Some cheeses are more elastic, some are very hard.
So with Seth's help, I can put together a charcuterie plate like this, a little house-made chorizo, some of that smoked pork loin, some of that great Genoa with the peppercorns and fennel. Can you pair me up a couple cheeses that would go really great with those?
Yeah, absolutely. I would suggest the Zamorano, which is going to be this sheep's milk cheese from Spain. And the Humboldt Fog, which is the cheese right on top of it. The Humboldt Fog is going to have a really nice kind of fresh tanginess to it, which is going to be a nice kind of contrast to the richness of the meat. And then that Zamorano is really nice, dry, nutty cheese, which again will be, I think, a nice contrast to the richness of the meat. So it'll just kind of be more of a palate cleanser as well. Humboldt Fog.
So for somebody like me who's a complete wine novice, where do I even start? Would this be a good one to start for the charcuterie plate?
Well, this particular wine right here, this is a Grenache from Spain, really rich, full-bodied wine. For our cheese platter, it's going to be a little bit too rich. For our cheese platter, I have a couple of suggestions. This is a cava from Spain. Cava is a Spanish sparkling wine, very similar to champagne, so very light and fresh, some nice bubble. The sparkling component of this wine is going to cut into the richness of those cheeses and meats and really cleanse your palate. A couple other suggestions. Dry rosés from Europe are excellent with a cheese and charcuterie platter. In fact, when you go to France, this is a classic pairing. So this doesn't have any sugar. It's very light and refreshing. It's got just enough flavor to add a little bit to the mix, but it certainly won't overwhelm any of our options. This is Lambrusco, and in Italy, this comes from the region of Parmigiano Reggiano and Prosciutto di Parma. This is a classic Italian pairing with any Italian charcuterie. Lambrusco is a sparkling red wine. It's not sweet. It's going to have a little bit of tannin to it, a little bit of bite, but it's very fresh and palate cleansing as well. This is a Beaujolais from France. This is nice because of the acidity in this red wine is going to kind of cut into the richness of those cheeses and meats.
Well, thanks for coming in, Dan. This is what we do. We're happy to help.
Excellent. And if you want to stop by, Wine and Market and Enoteca are located at Jefferson and 2nd Street in downtown Lexington.